When Balzer Martin, I'm calling because
What countries were you in during the war?
During the war, we spent the time in Italy. The interesting thing is how we got there. We lived in Czechoslovakia. We were born there. I never had a passport. I never went out of the country before that. And in May of 1940, we had to leave because of the war. And we traveled with a ship that was actually illegally on the Danube going down to the Mediterranean because the visas were not granted because a lot of people wanted to go somewhere. And we were young and we wanted to land in Israel, what was then Palestine. And it was a rickety boat made God knows when, and we couldn't afford, we were a lot of 500 people, and we got on this boat, and we went down to the Danube River to the Black Sea, and then we crossed the Black Sea into the Aegean. The Aegean Sea is full of islands, and we crashed into one island. The boat exploded inside. I don't know. It was the personnel was hired, and they probably didn't want to get there, so they just said they're going to do something to the machinery, and they did. And we were floating, but our people were young, and they were trained for emergency, and they made some sails. They made it into a sailboat. The women were sewing together sheets, and we made it in a sailboat, and the wind pushed it against an island where it crashed because the machinery was gone. And that was as fate would have it in the middle of the night. And your grandpa, Willie, was one of the people in charge. They had military service at home.
Okay.
And we were on that island for 10 days, and then all of a sudden in the night came it looked like a submarine. We didn't know what it was, both the Italians, and they said they can take us to a blockaded island, which was the island of Rhodos, or would we prefer if they tell the world that we are here? Well, we didn't want them to tell the world because the Nazis would have come. So we said we're going to go to Rhodes.
Okay,
and we were 1.5 years on the island of Rhodes, and then the Italians decided, we were 500 people, that they cannot feed us there, and we were very hungry in that year and a half. So they took us to Italy.
Okay, I'm going to do another question.
Now, what would you know? And there we spent the time till we, whichever army came first from North Africa.
Okay, yeah.
And they liberated us.
Okay, when did you get out of the,
I
camp?
can't hear you, sweetheart.
When did you get out of the, place that the Italians took you to?
Of the concentration camp?
Yeah.
When the Americans came in 1943, in September of 1943. Late 1943, and we couldn't go anywhere. There was a war. Everything was under blockade. But we were already, we were young, and we went roaming around and see. And then, naturally, Grandpa got he was inducted in the Czechoslovakian army in exile, and we went to live in Bari, Italy, where Daddy was born, and Uncle George, and we were there till the war was over, and they were very good to us. The Italians were very humane, and they really respected human life, and considering that they are a very poor country, especially in the south where we were, they were one of the very few countries in the world that respected human life, and I want to stress that.
Okay. When was my father, Thomas, born in Italy? I mean, where was he born in Italy?
He was born in Italy in Bari. Bari, a suburb of Bari called Palese. It was the beach, at the Mediterranean. Or no, yeah.
Mhm.
And we were there, and when we left, he spoke only Italian. I didn't want to teach him any Central European languages.
Yeah.
I was too bitter for that. The Italians, I really loved them, and I thought that they were very good to me, although we suffered because there wasn't enough to eat, and there was not, the clothing started going, and all these necessities that we take for granted today were very precious. Till liberation, then we had everything.
Okay. Was the boat very sturdy when you were going from Czechoslovakia to try to go to Palestine?
Hmm. Well, that boat, sweetheart, was an illegal boat, and it was bought in used condition. But I think that boat dated back probably 2 centuries because it had like a big wheel, like a Ferris wheel on the sides. It didn't have real power. It was very, I have a picture somewhere. If I find it, I'll send it to you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay?
Yeah.
And we were very stashed together. We were 500 people on a boat that had room for 200.
Yeah. Well, it seems like with all the talking, you've answered all of these questions here.
No customs, sweetheart. We were going, they didn't care. On the Danube River, there is a lot of shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And all they wanted to know that we are not stopping in their country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just, we went, and we were roaming till we ran on that island, and luckily it was an Italian possession. It was a very beautiful island, but we were inside. They didn't let us go out because they said for our own protection.
Yeah.
There were a lot of German army there. They
Okay.
were allies with Germany,
Mm-hmm.
but you couldn't tell the way they treated the people. So I want to specify that there were very few countries, and especially they were allies of Germany, and they didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah,
So what else would you like to know?
well, that was pretty much it. I was gonna say, did you know about, any other countries that took in Jewish people and didn't turn them over to the Nazis?
Well, Sweden did, but as I said, Sweden did. Denmark protected people. In Budapest, in Hungary, Budapest, a lot of people saved themselves with the foreign service. The Hungarians didn't do it themselves, but
Yeah.
they let the foreign service people, like that diplomat from Sweden that was lost, that the Russians dragged away, Wallenberg. And but the Italians were allies with Germany. That's the catch. But they did not kill innocent people.
Yeah.
And I'm the proof of it, and you too, because neither of us would be here.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. And let me know how it went.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
I will.
I
Bye.
tell her when you met me, I already spoke English. But when I came, I only spoke Italian.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, put mommy on.
Okay, here, hold on a second.
Right.
That wasn't very long.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, a piece of wood, and I never saw what was on the writing on it till the liberation.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on it, Questa è la guerra. This is a war. It was no campo concentramento. They wouldn't let us say that.
This is the war,
Questa è la guerra.
which means...
That was on that.
And what does that mean again? David, stop. What does that mean again, Questa alla guerra?
What?
What does it mean again, in English?
In English, this is war.
Oh, this is war.
That's what was on it. And I saw it on when I went to have the first haircut in 3 years. I mean, I cut my hair myself.
You did it yourself,
but
right?
Beauty parlor, when those doors opened, I mean, you should have seen the women. That's it. Everybody wanted to have their hair done.
So when were you
but
liberated?
I'm very proud of him. I really am. He's really, well, I am not surprised between you and my darling son.
They're both doing great.
You are the kind of parents who are going to do that. I was in George's house because I had something done by the dentist, and he didn't want me to be home alone because I had some teeth pulled on the side.
Did you, the one that was abscessed?
Yeah, and George, so I slept there, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I sleep very light there.
I know.
And all of a sudden something's crawling into my bed. There is Alan.
Oh.
And we so he didn't go to sleep. He wakes up and his father goes. I don't know how, but he wakes up, and his father left early this morning.
Yeah.
So I made him breakfast, and then I took him to school. But once he got to the school, he disappeared. I wanted to hug him, after all that.
And he ran in, right.
And he just disappeared.
They get
the line.
They get that, especially boys.
Yeah,
they've got to be off and running off.
He's very happy there, and you see how they didn't give him a chance last year. She dragged him away to this cockamamie private school. She wouldn't listen.
Listen, I've got to run, Judy.
Your baby.
Judy, got to run. Got to run.
Okay, me too.
Okay,
all
listen,
right,
take care. I appreciate this. We'll send you what he writes.
Okay, just send me a copy of what
I will.
Okay,
I promise.
bye.
Bye-bye.